When I started this course with you, I did not know what it was to be sensual. Do you remember? So this was scary, but I was curious. I wanted to do it. And when I had the initial phone call with you, I had done that somatic experiencing, which is in the body, feeling into the body. And obviously, feeling into the body in that femininity was an aspect I absolutely did not feel safe or secure about at all. And I can't tell you exactly when things shifted or did, but I think it was that slow burn over the 12 weeks. Every week there was new little things to learn, there was little subtleties, there was little awarenesses that kept coming in. Um, it wasn't the big scary monster that I thought it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's the word? That confidence, yeah, that confidence is deeper. It's deeper. Yeah, it's in the body because I feel stronger in myself. I don't feel so actually wishy-washy. Isn't that ironic? Don't feel so airy-fairy about it now. I feel very strong and convicted in that energy. Yeah, very grounded, more grounded, actually. That's a good word.
Yeah.
That's the feeling.
It's like grounded and rooted. It's
Rooted, yeah.
like there's something that's like, I mean, for me, it's like the paradox of feeling rooted, grounded. There's a heavy grounded, but at the same time, there's a light, bubbly, fun, and it's more like, and it's like having both is crazy and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's the stability of that. There's a stability to that and a trust that wasn't there before.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have trusted myself or trusted myself in a two female environment. You know, when I say two female, any more than like a few, because dynamically that can get very bitchy and very tense, although I don't find that as much anymore, in my environment. In fact, in my group of friends, there's none of that. And when I go into group settings, I did a writer's workshop. We had to write a play, and it was all women. And when I'm thinking about it now, it was obviously the energy I was bringing in. I wasn't aware of it. That competitive, bitchy energy, and that seems to have dissipated because there's no need for it anymore.
Yeah. Because there's that confidence.
Yep.
The question for you, Anna, because I do find it somewhat surprising that you were feeling quite self-conscious before about other people's judgment because you do come across as somebody quite confident, and I know your career is good. You've got responsibilities, you've got family, that you've achieved a lot in your life. Like you're not passive, that kind of woman that's like
Yeah.
a victim. You're not at all. So how come you were having that challenge and how come it changed?
I'm confident on a one-to-one, but in a group of people, I would find that terrifying. And I really had to close that gap. Just close that big gap, right? There's the me in front of people and there's the me on a one-on-one, and just
Yeah.
close that gap and bring the two together. And so if I was feeling confident, I would say before I was feeling brave, but now it's more a more an integration of that, the courage, the bravery, the confidence. It's more integrated. That's what I would
Mhm.
say. It's that feminine and masculine aspect. I would always have been in the masculine. And I remember in one of the early sessions I said to you, I don't like that wishy-washy feminine, that light feminine. And that's the part that I actually needed to integrate.
Of course.
That softness. I was afraid of it. Do you remember that?
I remember that. I remember it was like you were skeptical, but it was obvious that there was a curiosity to go there, but you were very like guarded, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, afraid of it because
Yeah.
it wasn't an experience that I was familiar with, or if I had been familiar with that kind of energy, it didn't serve me. I just probably didn't have a good experience. I don't know, but something energetically just said to me, no, just dismiss that, put that away, go away. That's irritating me. you know,
Yeah,
and
of course.
that's the very thing I had to embrace.
It's always the way, right? Anything that's triggering us, something that's irritating us, it's because there is shadow there. There's
A
something.
shadow there. You know, I was thinking about it and I was thinking, wow, it is amazing when I look back, the confidence that I remember setting the intention when I joined, because I just thought I want that more confidence in myself as a woman, not only in the body, but in the everything, in every aspect, to have that femininity to the fore. You know, that's what you get first is the feminine. There's no reservation or holding back.
Mm.
And that's what's kind of shown up over the last couple of weeks. And I love it because there was no effort.
How was it before?
Oh, I would be thinking, what do I look like? Who's looking at me? What do I say? What if I say this? What, you know, that fear of being judged, number one, was huge. I was not aware of that. There was a sobriety, like a stateness. Like, do you remember when we were doing the dancing things? And I'm like, I can't move this bit and that bit together because that's just ridiculous. You know, you don't, you know, and there was a stiffness or like a real rigidity to it, to my energy. And this caring about what other people thought, you know, this about my appearance, you know, I was too self-conscious. Well, not too self-conscious. I was self-conscious. Now I'm not self-conscious. I'm just conscious. You know,
Yeah.
that ego self is kind of dissipated. It's still there, but and people will pick up on it, but now I just laugh at the good of it because it just means it's just another layer for me to go deeper onto. I was away with my girlfriends and we had lit a fire and we were having some wine. We went out to dinner, we came home, and then one of the girls said something about the music we danced to in the 80s. And normally I would sit these things out, you know what I mean, and just watch.
Ah,
And I got up and I was dancing and they were laughing. And I was looking at myself in the mirror. In a million years, that wasn't me. And I was just moving and they were like, oh, wow. And I kicked my leg out and I hit the corner of the couch and broke my toe. And we were just laughing and laughing, you know, and everybody was just in such good form. I got into a swimsuit, went into the sauna for me to get into the swimsuit. So there were so many things that I've noticed that I am so much more confident in that I wasn't even aware had shifted. That it was okay for me to be this version of myself and be this bold and courageous, you know. And everybody enjoyed it. Everybody enjoyed, you know, this, you know, and
give me some examples of that.
well, Jill said to me, Anna Murphy, I saw you looking in the mirror as you were dancing. I have never seen you do that. And they know me 10 years and they were like, you just look so free. You know, they talked about the colors, that the red swimsuit, like wearing a red swimsuit. They were like, wow, red is really your color. You know, you look, so I got so many compliments, right?
Mm,
And
I'm not surprised.
it wasn't like what's happened to you. It's like this is wonderful. You know, this is so cool to be because it lifted everybody's energy, not just mine. Everybody's energy was up. You know, we
Yeah,
laughed so much and there wasn't room for anything else. You know what I mean? It was just that vibration was high. We're all happy to be there in this space and we all thoroughly enjoyed it. And obviously, if I was up dancing, then somebody else is up dancing, and then we had to take turns because there wasn't enough room in the sitting room, and it was just fun, fun, fun.
it's like
And then the other thing,
it's an infectious feeling, right? Like
it's an
in a,
infection. It's contagious. It
it's
absolutely is.
contagious.
It was like, you know what? It's not just about me. There's a ripple effect that goes out that helps other people too.
That's the thing,
It
right?
makes perfect sense, but I didn't realize how powerful I was. So
Yeah,
by me showing up like this, it has an impact on other people. There's
I
that
think
femininity
that's
has a ripple effect.
exactly, and I think it's something. It's so hard to explain to people, right? Like, when I meet women and they're considering doing the work, I'm like, how do I share that? Like, how do I explain the importance of this work? Like, it's like most people think it's a nice to have. Oh, when I have time to that, but it's like, no, like this is like actually it's changing your core and it
Yeah.
has a ripple effect. I agree.
Yes, the ripple, and it's bigger than that. I thought I was doing this for me, but it turns out the impact has been on everybody. everybody in my environment, the joy, the laughter, that permission, that safety. Because if you're doing something first or initially, you give others permission to do that, you know, and then they follow, and then there's more and more and more following. It was just interesting when you're not at the meeting, you still have the energy in it. You can
Yeah,
still, yeah, you can still feel the energy there.
that's actually really good to hear. Yeah, because sometimes some women they don't want to sign up because they feel like, oh, I might miss a couple of sessions, and I'm like, yeah, but it's
It doesn't
okay.
matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, because with the four women, you could really feel um that space that they were in. Like they're so honest, so authentic, and so open about the discussion. And it was just like, wow, it's just a privilege to witness that, even though I wasn't in the meeting. When you're there in the meeting, you don't really realize how powerful that little group session is.
Mhm. Oh, that's lovely to hear.
Just by the practice of it alone. And then I was in my meeting, and we had to say, if you were a cartoon character, who would you be? Well, of course, I had to get up then and speak about Jessica Rabbit.
I'm so happy. That made me so happy when you shared that in the
Like,
chat.
are these words really coming out of my mouth? I was like, she's so sensual, she's so powerful. Guys, if she walked into the room, you would be on the floor. I was, everybody was just laughing because it was a bit ridiculous, but it was so much fun. And I
That's
think it's
great.
the last thing they expected me to say because I'm normally so formal. So it was kind
Mhm.
of like, whoa, that's a really big shocker. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I was just
Yeah.
thinking, wow, I have changed so much in the little nuances, the little subtlest of ways. It's just it's just wonderful, because there was no effort in it. I wasn't actually conscious of it and I wasn't trying. I feel that it's really about me. There's a harmony to this that I really need to pay attention to. I feel that there's a place, like we have three boys in the house, myself and my daughter, and if there's any friction or anything like that going on, well, not necessarily, but if there's a kind of a way to go, I'll always try and seek to find a harmony with them, that everybody is included, the boys and the girls or whatever, and that we do that it suits everybody. It's just about every decision I make, I feel now it's going to be about, well, I'm going to decorate for the autumn. It's just all to keep that harmony going. Because before there was really a separateness between the boys and the girls, or the masculine and the feminine, and it was like the boys do this and the girls do this, and it's like, do you know what? We can all do it together. We can all compromise and we can all go together. Or it changes the relationship. So I feel that what's going to keep me on this is being conscious of the harmony of everything. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
'Cause that's really what the experience is, that harmony. Everybody joins in together for the one sound. You know what I mean? And I think that's it. Like my husband was in a really grumpy mood last week, but I just kept laughing because I was like, you either come with me or you resist and then you suffer. It's like I always say, you can agree with me or you can be wrong. And just to get him out of that grump, because he knows, like, just go with the harmony of everything, just harmonize it.
Does your husband did he notice any changes in you or in your relationship? Did it change anything just doing this work?
He knows that I'm much happier. He likes that I've changed my wardrobe. He likes the more feminine aspect of it, the wow.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
when I bought that red outfit, he said, "You're not wearing that outside this house without me." So it was like, why not? And he was like, why not?
That's so good. It's like awakening the
Yeah.
little playful dynamic.
And she bought me a red coat. I have a red trench coat, like a rain mac for autumn, which is really lovely. And you can just put that on over anything and you just look wow. So it's really, really
Right.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like a
Yeah.
big effect. I love that.
Yeah. He loves it. He absolutely loves it. Before I was very much more in my masculine, not in the feminine. So he's really enjoying connecting with that part of it.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah.
I
And I
imagine.
feel that we are at an age now, like coming into our 60s, that we have more time and more freedom to reconnect, but we're reconnecting on a different level, in a different space. It's more mature, but it's more harmonious.
That's so cool. And so being in
Because
your feminine helps with that.
yeah, because it makes me less competitive.
With
That
him.
masculine energy I have was very competitive. The changes have been so subtle, but they're there at the core.
At the core.
There's a
And
strength
it's
there.
because it was also the work was over many weeks. So, it's not like one day everything fixed.
No.
It's like every week something, something else, something else. And also you're reinforcing the changes. That's a big part of the work, I think, is I always say it's like repeat, it's a muscle. That's why it's good to stay in the energy.
The interesting thing is that my daughter now has seen the difference in me because now I'm like she has said to me before, Mom, you need to do this for yourself, that for yourself. She's very strong in her feminine energy, but she has noticed a difference in me because it's
Oh,
more in
I can't see you.
aligning. Yeah,
Yeah.
because she's more aligned in she was very strong in her feminine because again she had a mother and she had a father and she's very close to her dad, but I can see now how the things that she said, like, Mom, you need to be this, you need to be that, like about your femininity, and now that I'm doing it, she's just so proud of me. She's like, I'm so proud of you that you're doing this for yourself.
So beautiful.
It's amazing. And again,
That's
she has a really good, strong cohort of female friends around her.
She's
She
comfortable with women around her.
big time,
Yeah.
big time.
That shows you that you're comfortable often with your feminine when you have
Yeah,
women around you and you're embracing that. I always have
absolutely.
when people shift, when people have haha moments, when people go deeper, like it's just such a beautiful process.
It is. And it really is about trusting that plan. Like this is laid down for us, and this is the map. It's the map to
Yeah, it's
to
like
to
step by
trust and
step.
follow. I just need to stay in this energy. Thank you, my dear. Bye bye.
Bye.